Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, all of you see a big smile on my face today? Yeah, so this is because I'm going to share one of my achievements with all of you. We all live in a society and we all have our families. When you live in a society, you come across so many different scenarios in your day to day life. The same thing happens with us when we live in our families, with our children, with our spouses, with our parents, with our siblings, right? But sometimes some conditions and some scenarios turn out in such a way that you are not able to diagnose or understand that what wrong is happening. So your behavioral pattern changes, your body system start changing, and then sometimes you are just totally confused and you're not able to find out the exact cause behind it. And when these kind of things happen, we usually run for medical tests, we usually go to doctors to get ourselves checked up, but sometimes again there is nothing that you can find. So that becomes more troublesome. I also experienced similar situation 2 years back. So what happened that I was having some issues where what I observed was that my heartbeat increased suddenly. My heartbeat used to increase suddenly. Then my blood pressure usually stayed very low, means lower than the normal. Then most of the times after every 10 days my body used to feel very low, lethargic. I never felt like doing things, and due to that sudden bursts of weakness, I would say, in my body, I was not able to continue with my normal day to day tasks, and you can call it a normal routine. I was not able to pursue. So it lingered on, and when these things used to happen to me, usually I used to feel as if I'm trembling inside. Sometimes my hands started to shake, and so all these things were happening repeatedly. Once and twice I ignored, three times I might have ignored, but then these things suddenly used to erupt and then go slowly. I mean, they used to go down slowly. It suddenly it used to happen, but then slowly I used to recover out of it, and it I used to take time to overcome these issues. Now what happened that I was again troubled. I couldn't talk about it to anyone, and I didn't talk about it to anyone actually in the first place. So what happened, I thought that let me get my blood tests done. So I got my blood tests done. I mean, like we have those packages and all, right? So I got my blood test done, and in all those tests, everything came out to be normal. There was nothing to worry about. So the person told me that everything is fine. You just need to um, make yourself more stress free. Now, from there, I got this term stress. And then I was thinking that, yes, it might be that I am thinking a lot these days, or maybe I'm overthinking over certain things. And then that is actually leading to a lot of influx of thoughts into my mind. And I'm not able to figure out what to do, when to do, how to do, right? So, yes, there were some problems, some issues which erupted at my place. And then I was trying to deal with all those. But then, when it happened multiple times, the alarming situation that I faced was when I suddenly used to have a sharp pain in my chest on the left hand side, which actually left me worried about that. In spite of me being an active individual, a person who regularly go for exercise, a person who is doing all the home chores, I mean herself, and we never kept maids, and also I'm not actually a dependent individual. I do most of the things myself. So I used to think that what is wrong with me, why I'm not able to cope up with my normal health, right? And in spite of all the tests being normal, why I don't feel normal. So all these things actually bothered me a lot. So, yes, I knew that there were certain conditions at my place which were causing trouble, but then I was not sure that all those things were actually the cause of what I was feeling. So, what used to happen that if I'm going out and if I decide for myself that I'll go out only for this particular duration. And if even I had to spend, or by chance I get to spend more time than the decided situation in my mind, I mean decided time in my mind, that like I'll come back in half an hour, or I'll come back in 40 minutes, or maybe I'll come back in 10 minutes, or maybe I'll come back in 1 hour. And if I used to exceed that time, suddenly I used to have palpitations, and suddenly I used to have that I mean, I can't even explain that kind of contraction inside my chest, and like I used to have, my pulse rate used to increase. So all these things happened, and I kept observing these patterns. After that, what I did, I actually talked it out. When I couldn't understand what is happening, and when I couldn't figure out what is going to be there and what I'm going to do about it. So actually, I talked it about. So we all have at least that one friend, and we all have at least that one family member with whom you can actually share. So I also did the same. So I talked it out actually. Sometimes, when you don't have access to people whom you actually want to share your things, or you actually want to talk to, what will you do in that scenario? So, what I did, I actually accepted that yes, I'm feeling bad. Yes, I'm feeling nervous. Yes, I'm feeling very low. And I mean, I borne that burden inside me and I cried it out. So that actually helped me with a lot of release of burden. So I just made it flow through my tears, and I actually cried a lot, used to cry a lot when I used to feel these kind of things, and that actually helped me feel a bit relaxed. After I felt a bit relaxed, then I used to sit with myself and think that what next? What if I am going to face it again? What will I do next? So, in that case, I actually started identifying the patterns. I started identifying the situations and the people because of whom or because of what situation I actually feel this problem. So, I did that. So, I identified the patterns, the situations, and the people from whom I am getting this issue. After that, I started uh, diverting my attention from all those. Slowly and steadily, though, I did it slowly and steadily. It was not a one go thing. So I did it slowly and steadily, wherein I started detaching myself bit by bit from those situations and people and started setting my own boundaries. Right? So this was a biggest step that I would say that I took when I was going through anxiety a lot, that I started stepping away from certain situations and I set my boundaries. Now see, most of the things in your life are not controlled by you. Okay, so sometimes when you feel that it's not under your control and you cannot do much about it, it's always good, and also moreover you're getting disturbed because of that, it's always good to be a bit detached from those situations, people, or conditions as much as you can. Right, so after I did that, then I started distracting myself or engaging myself in some other activities which I actually liked to do. Like I like all forms of art form, so I started immersing myself into doing some kind of art, singing, exercising. All these things give me a lot of relaxation, so I started consciously immersing myself into these activities, which again played a big role in reducing my anxiety and stress levels. So after I did that, that actually gave me a roadmap that what I need to do next whenever I get myself into these kind of situations. So this whole process, I would like to name this whole process now. So this whole process is known as healing mechanism, right? So this is a mechanism which you need to follow and which you can follow if you are undergoing stress and anxiety conditions. So this is my story, and now I feel much better because I've also removed some engagements of my own which I earlier had, but now I preferably don't have them, and I have actually removed them from my devices. For example, there were some WhatsApp groups, unnecessary groups that I was dealing with. There were some unnecessary restrictions that I was dealing with. There were some unnecessary notions in my mind that I was dealing with, that if I will not do this, somebody will ask me this. If I will not do this, what somebody will tell me. So, all those things I have consciously shrugged off from my mind. So there are some conscious things that you need to do whenever you are facing these kind of situations, which will help you release a lot of burden that you are unnecessarily carrying in your mind and on your shoulders, right? So another thing is, I also started doing part. So I go to Gurudwara Sahib and I do pray, and I also sit there for some time and meditate for maybe for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but whatever it is, I try to focus my mind and relax and release the stress, whatever I have throughout the day. Okay, so these are certain things which I did knowingly or unknowingly. But now I know many things, and I would like to make more and more videos on these things because I'm studying a lot about it, I'm reading a lot about it, and I'm actually finding that certain things which I already did, I did not know the terms for those, but now I know the terms. And when I know the terms, I would really love to talk about those, make some informational videos on those, so that I can help out many more people who are actually suffering from this issue. So the first and important thing is, on which I will be making another video, that you need to, whenever you undergo these difficult emotions, the first thing that you need to do is you have to accept that yes, I'm going through this, and let it happen to you. Because until and unless you feel those emotions, you accept, acknowledge those emotions, you will not be able to find a way to overcome those emotions and heal yourself. For that, I will be making another separate video, but I hope that this simple story of mine, or you can say it was not simple for me, it took me almost an year to overcome that. But yes, it may seem simple to you when I talk about it, but even if you relapse, keep relapsing back. Now, also, it's not that I'm completely out of that zone. Sometimes I do fall back, but that's okay, because now I know what I need to do to take a shift from that condition, right? So, first thing is, you need to experience what you go through, and then only you can look up for a solution, because for everybody, solution will vary, and to what extent that will also vary, right? Because everybody undergoes a different situation, everybody has a different circumstance to undergo, so accordingly the things work out. So, this is all that I wanted to share today. And I hope through my journey, most of you will also get some clue that if you are also facing this kind of problem, where there is not a medical condition, but something is embedded in your mind which can actually be taken out, then you all can try. I'll see you again with another video. Till then, take care, stay healthy, stay blessed, and see you. Bye bye.